Hello, viewers. I'm Dr. Meera. I'm very happy to be in this online platform with you with yet another module with respect to business plan. In the previous module, with respect to business opportunities search, we just started off with the essential vitality of having a business plan, and you have already done a lesson work on developing a business plan. So I hope all the learners are ready with your draft of the business plan. Now in this upcoming sections, we are going to have a detailed analysis of business plan, how we are going to make a business plan, what are the contents going to be part of that business plan, how should it look like, who are the users for whom it is intended to. So we'll just have a quick understanding about the lesson plan with respect to business plan. I just have a quick view on the. So basically, it is to understand the concept, the importance and advantage of making a business plan. Why is it essential to make a business plan? What's the importance of that? What's the concept behind that? What are the advantages of it? Who all are going to get benefited out of this business plan? How we are going to develop a Pakka business plan. In the earlier section, as a lesson work, we have come up with a draft of a business plan. Now we are going to prepare a proper business plan for your women management company. So, what are the suitable promotional strategies that will be required to ensure that you are on the right track? And most importantly, you're going to recognize the reasons for the failure of an event management company, because most of the cases, like budding companies are mushroomy like anything, but like not every company is going to make a profit out of it, or they're not going to stay in the business for a longer period of time. So we'll just try to identify towards the end of the entire module, we'll just try to analyze what were the reasons for the failure of such an event management company. So, what is basically a business plan? A business plan is nothing but a blueprint for a company's future. You're setting your directions for the business, and you're ensuring that the company is actually put on the right track. It is actually very very essential in order to secure finance. Like, you need to have working capital for your organization, so you cannot add up to your capital, so you might require some like a financing, a secured financing possibilities, in order to ensure that you can make the business rolling on. So business plan will actually help you in that. It is basically nothing but, like, you are coming up with a action plan of the ongoing business activity, how you intend to take up your business, what are the plans at each stage, what are the plans, what are the objectives being set, how should your employees look into the entire scenario, how your creditors are going to look into your in your business. So all these activities will be depicted in the business plan, and this plan has to be regularly reviewed in order to deal with the ever changing business environment, because you know that any business is actually operating in a very dynamic environment, and you have to have space for a flexibility in order to adapt to the changing scenario in the environment. So, coming to the concept of a business plan is nothing but a comprehensive written document that defines the goals of a business and outlines the methods for achieving them. So, you are actually making it in a document format as of your objectives. You're setting your objectives, you're making the goals in order to how to attain your objectives. You set a map, like how you're going to attain your objectives or your goals being set. So it is basically a roadmap which is acting as a management and financial blueprint to starting an event company and for a profitable operation after the company is established. So with respect to event management company, it is actually acting as a blueprint for the management as well as a financial activity for any startup company of an event management sector. And you are trying to come up with an action plan which is going to be theoretically like orienting towards making a profitable operation once the company is being established. So it explains the function of the business along with the company details like the services you're offering, the clients you're looking forward to, the marketing strategy, what are the human resources, what is the team you're going to build up, what are the infrastructure requirement, who are going to be your suppliers, how you're going to get your finance done. So all these will be depicted clearly in the business plan. So, how do we develop a business plan? It is actually it involves conceptualization and documentation of the final plan. Like you have to have a clear understanding about the whole concept. What is the essence? What is the basic concept for which you are actually starting a event management company? What is the basic ideology behind that? So the concept has to be very clear. So it involves a conceptualization, and finally you are documenting it. Whatever you are conceptualizing, you are putting it in writing and making a plan out of it. It actually covers the overview of the event industry in general, the proposed business structure, the services you are supposed to be offering to your clients, who are the anticipated clients in this regard, how's the competition, and what are the competitive advantage your firm will be having, the relevant financial information to ascertain the viability of the business. So this is actually you are actually making something which is going to work in the present scenario, but focusing on the future projections by making a room for flexibility in order to adapt to any changes coming in the future projections in the industry. So, looking into the components of a business plan, we have something called the executive summary, which is going to give a summation of all the elements. And it should be written. It has to be written only when the document is complete. Like once you complete each and every section in the business plan, then you can summarize it, and you can. This executive summary is going to be in the starting of your business plan, because that itself it's like a very crisp content of the entire business plan you are coming up with in different chapters. So this gives an overall outlook of the business plan in hand. So it is actually a snapshot of the company, that is the scope of the work, the type of business you are into, the owners, who are the owners into it, the business expectations rising out of it, what are the recent sales and growth trends in the industry, like that can be summarized in that. Then you have the products and services section, which covers the services that is going to be offered by the event management company. You can actually highlight your areas of specialization, which will be, very much appealing to your prospective clients. Then you can include the industry and market analysis, which shares the details of the market segment targeted by the company, which includes the customer segmentation, their needs, a snapshot of the competition lying ahead, what's the competitive trend all about. So all these can be included in the industry and market analysis. Then you have something called the strategy and implementation section, which covers a company specific strategy in line with the market dynamics, which includes the short and long term implementation strategy. What are the strategies you are looking forward to? How you going to, like, you have identified your services which you are going to render, you identify the market segmentation, which segment you're going to cater to, you identify the competitive trends in the industry. Now you have to come up with the strategy and implementation of the strategy in such a way that it has to be in line with the market dynamics, and at the same time it should include short as well as long term implementation strategy, how you're going to attain certain things in the short run, and how you foresee your organization to be placed in the industry in the long run. So, there is something called the marketing plan, which is going to provide the details of your pricing, the communication, the promotional strategy, the distribution of services, how you're going to distribute your services across to the industry as a whole. Then there is something called the operational plan, which is actually going to be the backbone of day-to-day operations, because you have to have an idea about how each and every day is going to be like. Like there should be an operational plan. You should have something called the standard operating procedures for various activities that is going to happen in the event company. There is a section on management team, which provides information about the administration of the company, the senior functional members and partners who are going to be there. It can include their background, their expertise in various fields, etc. Then you have the financial summary, which is going to cover the details of the sales forecast, You can debit the cost overheads, the balance sheet, the profit and loss account that is going to spread over a short period of time, then a medium to long period of time that is 4 to 5 years, and the cash flow projections, which are very essential part of a financial summary. So this was like a guideline, like what are the things that is generally going to be there in a business plan. Now I'm just going to give a specific idea about in the modern scenario that is updated for 2020, the year 2020, how you're going to write a business plan. This is the latest thing. So as of now, as of 2020, what you require for any business plan is you have to cover six essential topics. We have discussed everything in the previous slides, but like I'm just giving you a snapshot of what the 2020 business plan will look like. So obviously there is something called the executive summary, which is going to give an overview of the business and your plan, and it should come in the first page of your plan. It should not go beyond 1 or 2 pages. Very crisp and condensed. Just give us a summative, of all the activities, how you intend to go about it, what are the objectives, the goals, how you go about it, what are your short-term strategies, what are long-term strategies. Everything depicted in a very crisp and to the point format. That is what is required in an opportunity in an executive summary. Next, you have to give importance to the opportunity. So in the opportunity section, you have to give specific answers to the following questions. What are you going to actually sell? What is the concept that you are going to sell? If it is an event management company, what is the ideology you have? What is the concept you have that you're going to sell it across to your clients? And how are you going to solve the problem or need for your market? So you are identifying a specific need in the market, which can be converted to your service sector in the most efficient manner without going into the cutthroat competition with that of the other players in the market. So you have to identify the need. That need in quotation is going to be the problem that you have to identify, how you're going to make your service a bit different from that of your competitors. So how you're going to solve that problem in the market, and obviously who is the target market and who are the competitors. These are the three main questions you need to answer in the opportunity section. Then you have the execution. Here in the execution chapter, you have to answer the question how you're going to take your opportunity and turn it into a business. So this is basically the external factors. You have to understand the threats lying in the industry, in the external environment, as well as how you are going to take a note of the opportunities lying in the industry, in the market as a whole, and how you're going to turn it to business. That is very important. This is how you're going to execute your business plan. So this will actually cover your marketing and sales plan, the operations, the milestones and metrics you are going to set for your success factor. So this is like what you see in 2020. Then you have something called the company and management summary. Like investors actually look for great terms in addition to great ideas. Like the team actually matters. Who all are involved in that. What is the expertise of the people who are there in your team? So that really matters. You might be having fantastic ideas, but in order to make it materialize, you would be really required to have a good team who are going to work in order to make that idea productive. So that is one big thing that any investor will look into as of in the current scenario. So in this company and management chapter, you can actually describe your current team and like whom you propose to hire. Like not just the individuals. If you have a high profile individual you are really looking forward to bring to your company, yes, you can dip it back in that. Or else like the qualities of the proposed team, proposed experts which you're going to hire in for your company in order to ensure the productivity. That can be depicted in the company and the management survey summary. And you'll actually provide a quick overview of your legal structure, the location, the history. If you already started with your company, you can give a brief overview of your history, which is like whatever activities that have been already done and is on a running note. So that will cover the company and management summary. Then you have the financial plan. where financial forecast is very important. Like you have to start with the sales forecast. You have to bring up your cash flow statement, the income statement, or rather the profit and loss account, and your balance sheet. So these are like all, like forecasting. Based on forecasting, you can come up with a financial forecast, and which is very, very, very essential. And finally, you can have an appendix, like you can have a space to give some kind of an images or additional information about the services or the products or the infrastructure you're having, so that can be added as an appendix, which will be more appealing to your stakeholders. So these are the modern trends that is seen in a business plan, which you will have to make a note of it. So now we'll understand what is exactly going to be the benefits of having a business plan. So it is actually an integrated view of the business. So it is a document which is going to give the various aspects of the business. It is going to analyze the industry as a whole, the client base, the event service, the vendors that are going to give a regular supply, what is a marketing plan. So all these aspects are to be synchronized in such a way that, like every step by step action in a synchronized manner is going to make you achieve the desired goal. Then you have to like the another benefit of having a business plan is that it is going to determine the financial requirement. So this includes the capital requirement, the sources of finance which you are trying to procure, the predicted timeline to reach the break-even analysis. All these will be depicted in a business plan. So you when you give this to some kind of an investor or someone like that, he'll be actually interested in how you predict the timeline to reach the break-even point. So all these can be added as a benefit in being in the business plan. Then you have something called the capital generation. So you're actually trying to convince the investors to invest in new venture, or move the business to the next level. Like banks, you can have investment funders, and these people will actually use the business plan to periodically monitor the progress of the business. Then benefits are for directing the employees. It is actually going to give and a framework of all your activities, how you're going to go about with your activities. It is actually like a guideline which you're going to give to your employees. It is actually a kind of information that you are going to give to your employees. At the same time, you are actually motivating them to say that, okay, this is what we are going to come up with. So that itself will act as an intrinsic motivating factor for what you call like loyal employees. So you need to have a line of loyal employees by your side in order to ensure that all the activities are taking place in the most productive way. Then you have this like this act as informing for the strategic partners. Like they can, all the strategic partners, all the stakeholders in this business, though, like they can understand the company by studying the business plan. So it will actually become a basis for getting approvals in the board of directors meeting or to the company shareholders. Then while you're recruiting the senior level management, like once you have a clear cut idea about your strategies or your objectives, how you want to hire a expert team in order to better your organization. So that is going to be very helpful when you're going to recruit a senior level management. And it has this business plan has its uses at the department level also, because it acts as a starting point for any activity, be it a detailed marketing plan, be it a human resource policy, be it a financial analysis. This becomes a base document on which all other activities will be prepared. And for long-term planning, it is actually this can be used as a platform to test the future scenario. You are actually assessing the current activities or the near-term goals which are in line of action with the original strategy of the event company. So this is going to yield a long-term planning benefit to the organization as whole. So, like we understood how a business plan should look like, what are the benefits of coming up with a business plan. Now we'll just try to understand who is going to read this business plan. So it actually serves as two purpose. It is actually going to be used as an internal guide for the insiders. Like it can be like a management team or the board of directors. That is an internal guide for those. It can be to the employees for those who are within the business, and it is going to be a external statement of purpose for the outside readers. So it can be some kind of a funding agency, suppliers, vendors, and other business interests. We'll just see one by one in detail. So for the investors and lenders, like the funding agencies will be actually interested in your business plan will be commercial banks, private investment funds, development funds, multilateral development institutions, private investors, technical assistants, the credits of grants. You have something called the angel funding, right? These are people who are having money to invest, but like they don't have a clear, concrete idea as to where to invest. So like crowdfunding, angel funding, these are new terminologies which are going to attract more investors based on the return on investment you're going to project in your business plan. Then you have to understand how you're going to convince these financial agencies. So being an entrepreneur, you must be very clear about the business company's business strategies, the competitive advantage that you have. How do we analyze the competitive advantage? In the previous module we have understood you have to undertake the SWOT analysis in order to have an understanding about the strength and weakness of your organization, which is internal, and what are the opportunities and threats lying in the external environment. So based on that, you can identify the competitive advantage of your organization, and that can be supplemented along with the financial data such as return on investment and break-even analysis. So the focus of money lenders is to gauge the credit worthiness of the company. So how much credit worthiness you have in your company, that is what the money lenders are going to focus more on. So they will be actually happy to fund your organization based on the guarantees or securities you're going to give them on to support a loan request. So then you have the management team, the core management team. Is actually very closely involved in the preparation and revision of the business plan from time to time. So this business plan should actually focus the problems that is going to be likely to be faced with the company along with the solutions. So these are the they have to identify certain what do you call the they should be able to focus the problems that is likely to happen in the near future, and they have to come up with the answers to how to sort out these problems. And there's a financial section of the plan that has to be reviewed and revised periodically to monitor the process. Then you have the suppliers and vendors. They can the suppliers or vendors will actually come to know more about your business only through your business plan, because based on the business plan you're just coming up with, that will actually help the supplier to negotiate the more favorable terms with the company, which is going to be beneficial. The credit norms on to which they can stick on to. So all these will depend upon the business plan. So I'm just before winding it up, I'm just coming up with three terminologies, that is TAM, SAM, and SOM. So what is that? So a good business plan is going to identify the target market segments and then provide some data to indicate how fast each segment is growing. So market segmentation is very important. You have to identify the segment into which you are going to focus on. You have to identify the subsections. You have to break down the market sizes in such a way that, like both from the top down approach and from the bottom up approach, you have to break down the market sizes. You have to identify the niches, and then like that is going to have a clear understanding about the segment in which you're going to place your service. So we'll just see the definition of these terminologies. This TAM is nothing but the total available or addressable market, that is everyone you wish to reach with your product or service. So who all are the target group, addressable market, what is the total availability in the market. So that is the totality of the available customers in your market, that is TAM. What is SAM? There's a segmented addressable market or served available market. That is a you cannot even when you know the total available market, you cannot address to each and every segment. So you have to know what is a servable available market, what's a segmented addressable market to which your service can be catered to. Then something called the SOM, that is a share of the market, that is a subset of the SAM, that is you are going to be realistically reaching out. at least during the first few years of your business. For example, if your event management company is going to your USP is going to be just what do you call as birthday parties. So you have a total available or addressable market, which is the entire population of a particular area into which you belong to. But you have to segment your addressable market or the served available market. It can be kids. That is a very prominent market. It can be teenagers, or it can be aged people. So these are the segments available. Out of it, you have to understand the share of market, that subset which you are realistically going to put emphasis on, at least during the first few years of your business. Maybe you can specialize in kids parties, kids birthday parties. So how you're going to create a subset out of the whole share of the market. So these are new terminologies which are there in the industry as of now. So to sum up, as a learning work, I would like the learners to take the time to reflect, go back to your business plan, the draft of the business plan which you have prepared earlier, and you can come up with you can answer the questions which are given here. Like, what is your event company specialty? Like, you can identify the events that are likely to come to create your company's brand. You should be able to clearly define your business, and then you have to clearly outline who is going to be a clientele, how you're going to realistically consider the market for your startup, and like what are the approaches you're going to use in order to reach your desired clientele, and what are the expert and best services you're going to cater to them, and how you're going to make it effectively useful with the distribution strategy. And finally, the finance of your event company, how you're going to finance it. You have come up with a capital formation, but in order to get the ball rolling, you need to have additional funds required. You need to have working capital. So how we are going to identify your credit agencies, how you're going to approach them in order to finance your startup. So this is the learning work. So thank you so much for your patient listening. So please make sure that you do your learning work on time, because like we have to be in the same page in order to move further. So in the upcoming sessions, we'll have a more detailed analysis of how your business plan is going to look up, like what are the contents into it. So all these will come in the subsequent sections. Thank you so much for your patient listening. I'm Dr. Meera, and thank you for being so I have platform. Thank you so much.